And we are live, No Chill Live, 123, Halloween, spooky special, number 4. We back. Ooh. Oh shit, it's Scorpio season. Julian's here, Brian's here, Troy's here. We feeling extra spooky. We feeling extra spooky tonight, guys. NBA's back. And we back.
That's right. And it's Scorpio season.
Oh, shit. It's a little bit spooky, guys. You know, we always come every year. Pause. With the spooky shit. But yeah, we back, guys.
We're back. We are back in NBA season. Woo!
Yeah. NBA. You know, the Knicks are playing the Celtics right now. They're losing, but it's all good, man. Basketball is back, and we're so happy.
That's right. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen this season. Had games on yesterday. I missed both of them, but you caught some. You caught some of the games.
Yeah, it was nice to see the Nuggets get their rings. You know, shout out to our brother Tori. He's a big Nuggets fan. You know, shout out to the Nuggets. It was the first one
ever.
Yes, they were very, very excited.
And they didn't get not just one, but actually 2 rings, because their ring had a hidden ring inside of it.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
It's pretty sick, actually. They have a gold ring that slides into the larger ring.
Wow, that just seems ridiculous. But hey, shout out to them. They're the Nuggets, you know, gold Nuggets. Yeah. It only makes sense. They got to have some bling. So
exactly.
Shout out to them. Shout out to all of our Scorpios. And shout out to you guys, you know, our subscribers. We got a lot of new subscribers. You know, we've been hot in these streets.
Making moves. Make sure you follow, subscribe. We're on all platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, with the podcast, Spotify, and also YouTube Music now, since they're moving away from Google Podcasts. But we've got some really good content everywhere for you. Shout out to Julian cutting up the clips and posting them, and make sure you follow, subscribe, and definitely comment as well.
Hell yeah, comment and, you know, DM us. You know, let us know if you want to join the party, if you want to call in. You know, we have a lot of great topics to get into. So we want to hear from you guys. You know, we hit the streets all the time, but you can always just call in. So let us know, hit us up. And yeah, if you guys have any, you know, feedback on our clips, let us know. You know, we're a family.
That's right. Family vibes. But DM as well. DM, that way, you know, like Julian was saying, we can chop it up with you. We'd love to have you call in or give us some topics that you want us to cover. If there's something crazy going on in your life,
we're here to give advice, whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we're not, you know, life coaches, but we can do our best. You know, Doc Rivers, you know, he's doing the commentary on here. He's not coaching anymore, but we can.
Raspy ass voice. I can't believe it. When you just said earlier that both Rivers are out of the NBA and onto like ESPN, I was really surprised by that. I was really surprised. Shout out to the Rivers family for you know, continuing to be employed regardless of where it is.
Yes, nepotism, you know, runs deep. It runs deep. It's all good, man. It's all good. But yeah, man, it's Halloween season, so we keeping shit spooky today, you know. Mad spooky. What's real scary and spooky, you know, I'm sure, you know, ex-President Trump is a little bit scared right now, man.
Who knows, man? I mean, listen, you got people just flipping left and right on him, people pleading guilty in the Georgia election case. Jenna Ellis is the most recent. She was a old-time Fox News regular who then, you know, was hired as a legal advisor for his campaign, and she is the second co-defendant now with direct links to Trump who has pled guilty in the case.
Damn, yo.
Yeah. Big bumps.
She sounded like Gunna, man. I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit. So apparently they're saying she was facing 2 charges that included violating Georgia's Anti-Racketeering Act. Okay. And she pled guilty in court Tuesday morning to a single count of aiding and abetting false claims and writings. The deal allows her to avoid jail time, of course. In exchange, she's got to give up some goods.
Pause.
Yes. Well, not necessarily, but yes.
Yeah, man. She flipped on your boy Trump. You know, he's mafioso. You know, usually people hold him down, but it seems like everyone's against him. I mean, we can't even keep count of all of the cases. This is a federal RICO case in Georgia for trying to sway the vote. We, you know, we all know. We talked about it right after the election, him calling the governor of Georgia and asking for 11,000 votes. You know, can you get fined 11,000 votes? Like, we talked about that. We were like, how is this motherfucker not
crazy? That's
charged
crazy
with this? But years later, he's in trial.
Yeah, I mean, listen, she was working really closely with Giuliani, who's also facing like 13 charges right now. So
damn,
we'll see what happens with this. But she was up there boo-hooing and everything, saying she felt deep remorse. She was, you know, she no longer believed the false claims that the election was stolen. You know, if I knew then what I know now, I would have declined to represent Donald Trump in these post-election challenges, she said.
Oh my God, poor lady. Poor lady.
I mean, listen, she got off kind of easy. She has to do like 3 to 5 years probation, 100 hours of community service, and pay $5,000.
Damn. That's not that bad. Yeah,
It's
I mean,
not.
she got off good, and she got to sell out Trump, man. She threw him right under the bus. Do you think, I mean, this seems a little bit more troubling than his case in New York that he's fighting now, and we've seen him in court there. He has the gag order. He can't talk, but his other former lawyer, you know, Michael Cohen, also flipped on him in that case, man. Now he's testifying against Trump, you know, and they said Donald Trump stormed out of his civil fraud trial after Michael Cohen backtracked in his testimony about whether he was lying to Congress in 2019 when he said that Donald Trump never directed him to inflate financial payments. Now, this is the fraud case that we talked about last week, you know, where New York Attorney General Letitia James says she has mountains of evidence after the 4-year-long investigation surrounding the Trump civil fraud trial. Now, he has a gag order, and I think I read that the ACLU is actually on Trump's side, you know, when it comes to this gag order, man. Like, what did you read that? And what do you think about them telling him he can't talk? Because that does seem a little bit spooky. You know what I mean?
I did not see that the ACLU was with him on this. I missed that part. But either way, this whole case is a mess. Letitia James, she's been on the warpath for a while, and she says she's got mountains of evidence after a 4-year investigation into the civil fraud trial, and she's ready to take this all the way. So we'll see what happens. But she did mention, you know, regardless of what Michael Cohen says, he's not the main witness, and his evidence has been corroborated by a lot of other evidence that you know they look forward to just presenting to the court.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah.
She's saying this is just the beginning. You got more to be afraid of. God damn. I mean, but this is just a civil suit. But as you said, the consequences could be dire for his business career. But, you know, he is running for president again in 2024. He's still the top Republican candidate.
That's right.
You think he'll ever jump into the debates? Because it seems like he doesn't even have time. Like with all these court cases he's fighting against. And seems like all the people who were loyal to him when he was in power, now they're all flipping on him. I don't know.
I mean, it might be the case where he doesn't do any debates until it gets to be the fact that he's won the Republican nomination next summer. It might not be until then. Who knows? He might sit out of it because he wants to give the impression that he doesn't see the field as a challenge for him or see them as legitimate threats. So I don't know what his strategy is going to be. I'm sure he's going to be hiring, you know, an all-star team similar to what got him in office the first time. So we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I think I don't think it matters what happens to him in any of these cases. I think he has the Republican Party in a stranglehold and under a spell, man. He owns them.
I put a spell on you.
It's spooky, man.
That's
it's
right.
a spooky special.
A little crazy. But speaking of spells on people, I mean, He wanted his wife to put a spell on some people too, didn't she?
Bro, everyone is coming out of the woodwork because I didn't even know that they had 60 Minutes in Australia. Like, I didn't know that they had that program. It was like a news program in other countries. Did you know that?
I did not know that, but I will tell you, when I was in Colombia, their ESPN is way different than ours. Way, way, way different. The soccer goals are insane.
Damn. Fuego.
Yes, that's right. Golazo! Like, all kinds of craziness going on. But it was entertaining. So maybe 60 Minutes in Australia is lit too. I don't know.
Yeah, because this Australian billionaire, Anthony Pratt, man, he claims that he was out, chilling with Donald Trump. And, he said he recorded a lot of their interactions. So, a lot of people are flipping on this man, trying to kick him when he's down, man. And this headline, saying that he directed Melania to walk around in a bikini around the pool so that all the other men there can get a look at what they're missing.
That's crazy. That's crazy to treat your wife that way. But that's Trump. Yeah. Grab him by the pussy. That's what he said.
That is what he said. We heard the tape of that, and he got elected president. So this might help him.
Yeah, this might help. A lot of people want it to go back to the old times. So,
yeah.
But Melania, she was not about it. Nah. She said, yeah, I'll do that when you walk around with your bikini on.
Oh, spooky. Yeah. That shit is a horror film. Nobody wants to see Trump walk around any pool in a bikini. So shout out to Melania. I didn't know she could speak English that well to defend herself. Damn. But yeah, good for her.
Good job, Melania.
Yeah, claps for her.
That's right.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's insane what's going on, man.
That's crazy to get accused like that by an albino billionaire.
Is he albino?
He looks like it. This guy looks.
I thought he was just a ginger. Is he ginger?
Yeah, he's ginger, but look at him.
He's just Australian, man. They're weird over there.
I don't know. That's strange. He looks albino.
Shout out to all of our albino subscribers.
That's right. That's right. We stand with you.
Yeah.
Sunblock and everything.
Yep. Umbrellas. Shout out to Rihanna. Oh man, it's actually really sunny in California, man. And we talked about California and the reparations and how you were telling me, because I didn't know. I was like, what happened with that? And you were like, nah, man, they reneged on that. No pun intended.
Full of shit, man. Full of shit. What's his name? Gavin Newsom. How do you run a whole study? Takes years to complete and then be like, all right, well, we determined that we should give every black person like $1.5 million, but money does not solve everything. So instead, we're going to give you Ebony Alert.
Ebony Alert.
Something no one was fucking asking for.
I think that one girl, what's her name? Carly, whatever. She might have asked for this.
Fuck that chick. Carly Russell.
Yeah.
The one that fake disappeared in Louisiana or whatever southern state it was.
Yeah, and Jussie Smollett. I saw him. You're right. He's still dealing with being tried and stuff.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But Ebony Alert. I don't know. When I saw this, I laughed. I didn't think it was real. But, there's some people out there who say it could be useful. This guy, a state senator, his name is Stephen Bradford. He says it's a shame that we need a separate alert, but we have been ignored when we disappear. He says when you only make up 13% of the population, but almost 40% of those individuals who come up missing on a regular basis, but you rarely see any kind of media attention on that or any type of law enforcement resources committed to that, it requires this measure, man. So, there's an argument for this, man. What do you make of this, bro?
I think that they're putting Band-Aids on a larger problem. And they love to do that. Amber Alert exists literally for the same exact reason. You think that people are going to pay more attention when they see the word ebony instead of amber?
I'm not sure, but
because we don't even get Amber Alerts for black people, so that has more to do with the system and who's reporting the missing individuals and how those end up getting to the alert system than it does whether or not there's an alert and people pay attention to it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. When you said Band-Aid, Troy, that reminded me of the Band-Aid story. Are you comfortable telling your Band-Aid story on here or no?
Can you jog my memory?
Remember your girlfriend gave you colored Band-Aids?
Oh, dang. Wait, what?
I don't know if I can put it on blast like that, but her heart was in the right place. But I was gifted a colored bandage where the bandage specifically for black people, so you feel included.
They've only been around for a few years too.
I still have them. I think I used it once.
Was it the right skin tone?
No.
Oh, see that's where it went wrong. That's where it went wrong.
Exactly.
You're better off, at least for the light skinned guys like us. You're better off with like the sheer color or just the normal Band-Aids.
Exactly.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean,
I'm a mad dark brown Band-Aid on. Here, babe. That's crazy. I'm sorry.
Unknown caller.
Oh shit! What the hell? Sorry, guys.
Man.
Yeah. Ebony Alert.
One of our subscribers calling it. They want to talk about the Ebony Alert.
Yeah, you told me that they actually had a song called Ebony Alert. I think I found it on Spotify.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Shit is a banger.
Is this what plays?
This is a vibe.
A black person goes missing.
Imagine instead of like the beeping sound.
Baby, show me what you got. Come give me your love.
This is a vibe. I like it. Yeah.
All for you. Sent from heaven, I'm a fall for you. All or nothing, I got love for you. Only you, baby boo. Yeah, you got me 100, baby. You're trying to show your body to my body. I could never let it go, baby girl. You are somehow you have to kill the show.
Ooh, Ebony Alert.
Yeah.
Ebony Alert. Oh,
who's the artist on that? We gotta shout him out.
Bussa J.
Bussa J.
And Vandrel and Michaela.
Okay. I like it. From what I remember when I first saw that song came out a few years back. They were way ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Way ahead of the game.
Yeah, way ahead of the game. When I first heard about an Ebony Alert coming out of California, I was like, damn, this must be an alert for when one of the Kardashians, find a new black sperm donor.
Yo, what? That's disrespectful. But I understand how you came to that conclusion. Because they definitely got their antennas up anytime there's a new baller on the market.
Yes.
Oh,
Ebony Alert. Ebony Alert. Oh my god. I hope the Ebony Alert actually works. I think their heart is in the right place, but I would much rather have fucking reparations.
So,
I'm just saying.
Let's talk about what this is actually for. So, according to Senator Bradford, the Amber Alert only deals with individuals who are 17 years and younger who become missing. Now, with Ebony Alert, it's going to be for ages 12 to 25, and it's concentrated on individuals who might have some kind of physical or mental challenges, also individuals who are suspected of being sex trafficked or are disappeared under suspicious reasons. So we see young women over the age of 18 who disappear and are sex trafficked often, but typically there's no alert to find them. Mm-hmm. So this is hopefully going to help remedy that situation.
One can hope, man. I don't know, man. I don't think we need to have separate alerts. I just think, the people who should be looking for people should be doing their goddamn job. I don't think calling it something specific is going to help anyone. I don't even understand who came up with this, but hey, we do have the state senator speaking some facts with the numbers, but I don't think this solves any fucking real problems. But I did find find the name of it a little bit funny, and yeah, we got a hot song out of it. So I'm not mad. I do not want to ever be. Well, I don't even qualify to be a fucking Ebony Alert.
No,
so
we don't. We don't. But yeah. Hopefully this helps in some way, shape, or form. But fix the systems.
Yeah, I heard the. I think I actually have the sound that plays on your phone.
Do you?
Yeah, hold on, let me see. Hold on.
Ebony Alert, Ebony Alert. Yo, stop. Oh man,
I don't know, like that's the Ebony Alert, guys. It's spooky. It's spooky. You can't trust anything these days, man. You can't even get on a flight and know if an off-duty pilot is gonna try to kill everybody on the plane. You don't know what you could do these days, man. It's too much spooky shit going on, man.
That's really crazy. So Julian's talking about Joe Emerson.
And, Joseph David.
Yes.
Emerson.
Full name here. Joseph David Emerson. He was a pilot, and he was off duty, and he got charged with 83 counts of attempted murder on Alaska Airlines because he tried to shut off the engines by pulling a fire extinguisher and on the flight. He said that there was some sort of credible security threat, it was a mess. It was a real mess. He basically tried to pull the fire extinguisher handles on the engines, and he was overwhelmed by the flight crew, subdued, and then handcuffed to a seat. And he said that something about how he was on drugs. Didn't he? That was his excuse?
Yes, man. Well, he actually said a few different things. He said he hadn't slept for 40 hours, which, I mean, you know, a lot of us have pulled all-nighters, but never have tried to take a plane down and hijack a plane. But this man actually knew how to do it. He's an off-duty pilot. He also said, you know, he had a mental breakdown. And, he said he took psychedelic mushrooms 48 hours before the incident. Now, mushrooms, I feel like, do not last more than, at most, 8 hours. Yeah. So 2 days later, and you claiming mushrooms, I don't know, man. I feel like he's giving mushrooms a bad name. But he also said, you know, he struggled with depression for 6 years, and a friend, you know, passed away recently. According to, like, the state charging documents. So, obviously, he was going through a tough time, and he was just like, take everyone with me. You know, we going down.
Damn. That's a shame. Yeah, the flight crew, they came on after the incident happened, and they landed, escorted him off, and they said that he had a mental breakdown. We needed to get him off the plane immediately. And then the FAA, they were like, no, this is not connected in any way, shape, or form to current world events. Everybody was like, no, this dude was crazy.
Yeah.
It's just a mess. He's going to go to jail for a long time. 83 counts is a lot.
We'll see. I mean, if he's claiming, you know, mental breakdown, psychotic, you know, attack or whatever, he could get off. He's definitely not going to be a pilot anymore. So if he does get off, he won't have a job, unfortunately. But fortunate for other people, because I do not want to fly with this guy. I don't think he ever flies on a plane again.
No.
I don't think that these attempted murder charges hold up, but who knows? I've never heard of nothing like this. We know the one guy in Korea who opened the emergency latch. I don't know whatever happened to that guy, but Korea has different laws.
They do have different laws. I mean, listen, he got charged with 83 counts of attempted murder and 83 counts of reckless endangerment, a misdemeanor, and a felony count of endangering an aircraft. So something's got to stick here, and we'll see what happens with him. But thankfully, nothing bad happened to anybody that was on the flight or to him.
Yeah, thankfully. When things like that happen, you know, they have to say this is not related to world events because, you know, of the war going on in Gaza, you know, and Ukraine. And also 9/11.
Yeah.
Some people think about someone trying to hijack a plane or do something to the plane. Most people's mind who, aren't like young ass kids go to 9/11. I mean, they say never forget. But speaking of 9/11, Joe Biden, we talked about him visiting Israel last week.
Yeah, we did.
And he gave a speech, and he said the Hamas attacks on October 7th. He said that was like 15 9/11s, which I'm not the best at math, but 15 9/11s. I never even thought of like 9/11 as like a measurement of tragedy, but hey, that's what he said. I mean, he seemed like he was ready for a war, bro. Spooky.
I don't think that he knew what he was talking about, because like 3,000 people got killed on 9/11, and I think the Israelis lost like 1,500. Like it's not a contest, but
he did say relative to their population. He said that. So
I don't care. I don't.
Yeah, man. I didn't like his tone. I didn't like that speech. We talk about...
Listen, anytime you give a speech as a Democratic president, and the Republicans, the first thing they said is, wow, amazing. Best speech he's ever given in his whole entire presidency. I couldn't be more proud to be an American. Anytime the people across the aisle are saying that about you, you may have fucked up.
I wouldn't say that. I think it's okay to reach across the aisle here and there. But what better way to reach across the aisle in American politics than agreeing on blood spatter and war? Like, that'll get people together. I mean, like that 9/11 brought the country together, and for them to, approve wars that we now know were pretty much unjustified. And, people kind of swept that under the rug, but this just kind of feels very similar to that. We talk about Cornell West. He was running in the Green Party for the Green Party's nomination. Now he suspended that effort. Now he's just running as an independent, which may be hard for him to get on all of the ballots. But he had something to say about Joe Biden's speech. I want to play it.
We need strong American leadership. Upon hearing the speech of President Biden yesterday, it was sad. It was disappointing. It was pathetic. At the very moment where we need to talk about ceasefire, we don't hear the word. At the very moment when we need to talk about diplomatic procedures for just peace, we see more a declaration of war. We find out over $100 billion for war. Oh, we can't find that when it comes to health care, when it comes to jobs with a living wage, when it comes to housing, when it comes to quality living of everyday people. We find it when it comes to war.
Cornell's spitting. Listen, I will never say that his platform is wrong, or that he's not standing up for the right things and saying all the things that really should matter to individuals and the larger body of American people. It just sucks that he's running as, well, first Green Party, now independent. Like, he's not gonna get the platform he needs to be a real candidate.
So you want to vote for the person who's doing the things you disagree with?
I don't want to vote for Biden, but like, listen, if I just cast my vote for Cornell West, it's going into the abyss, and it's leading to, in reality, if a bunch of Democrats go with Cornell West, it's leading to the Republicans winning the election.
We don't know, but I do like what he said, and I think it's important to, push, the president further in that direction, because I feel like a lot of the, American public agrees with that sentiment. We're tired of wars. We just pulled out of Afghanistan. We were in a perpetual war in the Middle East, and it seems like, we're ready to go back. And a lot of people, I know this is a hot debate, because Dave Chappelle, he's no stranger to jumping into the fire, but he performed in Boston, and, he took took a moment out of his comedy set to address the situation in Gaza. He reportedly condemned the Hamas attack on October 6th on Israel, and he further criticized the Israeli government officials for cutting off water and other essentials to Gaza. He also expressed his belief that students should not be denied job offers because of their decision to support Palestine, which resulted in a heckler yelling at Chappelle to shut up. That's when Dave kind of turned on him and said, you don't tell me to shut up, on my stage and my platform when my country is spending, billions of dollars supporting something I don't agree with. And, that's when a lot of the people in the crowd were yelling free Palestine, and some people yet were yelling out, what about Hamas? A lot of people walked out. A lot of people walked out of the show. This one person was interviewed, I think, by New York Post, I'm not sure. And they said, we walked out and we met up with many other Jews leaving the show. Never in my life have I felt so unsafe and so fearful of what I was witnessing.
That's privilege.
That's insane. That's an insane quote to say when the thing you're protesting is someone speaking out against people literally not having water, shelter, and having bombs dropped on children. The worst thing you've experienced in your whole life is being offended at Dave Chappelle, where you had to shell out hundreds of dollars in order to see him talking. You're like, get to the jokes, motherfucker. Don't bring that up or I'm going to leave. Like, that's some soft ass shit.
Dude, listen, I gave my opinion on it last week. I think it's disgusting. I think all of this is racially and religiously motivated. We have rose-colored glasses anytime it's Israel or some other Christian nation that's doing something that counts as human violations, human rights violations. And anytime there's somebody of a different religion, whether it's Muslim, Hindu, whatever the case might be, then we have a problem. Then it's a terrorist. So
I agree with that, but Russia is pretty Christian.
yeah, but it's Russia, so it's we got a lot of history with Russia. Like it's a slightly different dynamic, but I think it's going to be a long process. History is not going to look on this kindly when it comes to Israel and the things that they're doing. The way that they've treated these people over the last 80 years now. And I hope that there's a change in international policy on the side of the U.S.
Yeah, I doubt that, honestly, especially with the tone Joe Biden is taking on this. But I wanted to ask you, because I remember we talked about Joe Rogan opening his comedy club in Austin, I think earlier this year. And, he has a policy of locking up all the phones, and Dave Chappelle started that policy. And even though he started that policy, still things get leaked out into the media. But do you think, you made a pretty strong stance on people being a little bit too soft these days. Do you think this is another symptom of that? Like people walking out because they're upset with this? Like, do you think that's just another headline of where comedy's going?
It could be. I mean, I think with Dave, he's always pushed the envelope to discuss political things in a way that is funny sometimes and at other times rubs people the wrong way. He's one of the few comedians that will venture to do that. A lot of others will stick to, standard things that everybody can agree on, whether or not it's funny what your kids do, or if you take a shit, or babies crying, or whatever the fuck. So the homeless, the homeless, making fun of them is not a political topic, but some of these other things they are. So I think this is more of a Dave thing than comedy in general, but.
Yeah, because he wasn't making a joke, but he did this. It is his, platform, his stage, and I feel like a lot of people feel the need to speak out about what's going on. 50 Cent posted up a picture of Joe Biden chilling on the beach, man.
Smokey Joe getting his tan in.
Oh man, you think this is gonna help Joe get some support for 2024? Him catching some rays and looking human?
I mean, he's gonna get as much money as he needs because we know who has a whole lot of money. So I think from that standpoint, his campaign funds are locked up. He's gonna be set from that. But I don't know. I don't know that people really like the fact that so many billions of dollars have been spent on wars over the last 2 years.
I mean, you've been really outspoken the whole time about it. That's why I keep asking.
I have a huge issue with it because meanwhile, we've got bridges breaking and wildfires and all types of other shit with people being hungry and poverty across the United States.
Spooky.
Education that people can't afford. Like all types of crazy stuff. Healthcare that we can't afford.
Ooh,
but
it's Halloween, guys.
Yeah, let's send
it's scary.
$200 billion worth of weapons to Ukraine.
Scary stuff, guys. This is the real world. One person who's facing real life consequences, man. Johnathan Majors, bro. It seems like I felt like we were supposed to get some type of closure sometime soon, but with these court things, that shit just keeps getting kicked down the road, man. But every time we hear about him, it's either they have some new bad evidence, or he's saving high school girls fighting, or he has a new girlfriend, or he's going to a Red Lobster. It's like one or the other. It's like either the cops are leaking information or his team is leaking information. He's been laying low, but the Manhattan DA prosecuting Johnathan Majors for his 2023 arrest for domestic violence in New York City has entered documents that came from across the pond in London involving an alleged incident with him and a woman 6 months before the New York event. The details surrounding the report are mostly unclear, but the alleged incident, occurred last year at a soccer stadium in England, while he was filming Loki, which is out now.
Yes, it is.
The DA says the London report includes medical records and treatment info for a woman connected to the alleged incident, man. Do you think things are getting worse? Because now this is an international case. What the hell? And have you watched Loki so far? Is it good?
So I watched the first season and I thought it was okay. I'll answer first about Loki and then Johnathan.
Okay, yeah.
But with the show, it can be a little confusing because it's just like an alternate universe sort of thing where they have him jumping around from the past to the present to the future, and all these different things are happening. It can be difficult to follow.
Yeah, Troy, do you watch it or no?
I only watched the first season as well. I liked the creativity for the show, but overall, like the story-wise, wasn't really doing it that much for me. I did, ironically like Johnathan Majors' portion of it in the show. I thought he did a really good job, but I did not start season 2 yet.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we talked about how great of an actor he is, and he really carried Creed 3 and a lot of other movies that we like.
Yeah.
So he had a problem. He was like really coming up, man. Like
I think he's good. It's just gotta keep your hands to yourself, buddy.
Yeah. Do you think he's done for? Because it seems like it's getting worse, man. When this first broke, people were on Twitter talking about back in Yale, like he was doing things, and everyone comes out the woodwork. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, with this thing, the article's still really vague. They're requesting information from London, so I'm sure more information will come out, but I also don't know what this would necessarily have to do with the current domestic violence case. Like, are we trying to just indicate that there's a pattern of behavior to strengthen the current case? Is there some overlap since these were happening maybe months apart? I don't know.
Yeah, I would think they're trying to establish a pattern of behavior and domestic abuse, according to what they're saying when they reference medical records and stuff.
Unknown caller.
But yeah,
blowing up tonight.
I don't know, man. It's nighttime. It's crazy. These unknown fucking numbers, man. But anyways, we'll see. I really want closure on this so we can know what's going to happen next. I mean, the actors strike is still going on. The writer's strike ended. Actors can't talk much now. Anyway, did you see the headline that I posted on the story talking about Leonardo DiCaprio using a fake butt on his on the Martin Scorsese movie that's with Robert De Niro was spanking him in one scene, and they said that he had a fake buttocks for the scene.
Really? Get out of here.
Yeah.
I did not see that. But honestly, that movie, I heard it's really good.
What's the name of it? Sure, do you know?
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good, but it's also 3 hours long. So
Scorsese.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking. I want to see that movie too.
Yeah,
and
I
Leo's
wanna see
fake
it.
buttocks. Pause. Man, but yeah, man. You know, it's crazy. It's spooky time, guys. You know, DM us if you want to join in and call in. Let us know. You know, and also follow and subscribe. You know, share our shorts, reels, TikToks, tweets. We're everywhere. You know, a lot of things go out on social media, and one thing that we talked about, and I know you, we posted a clip last year, you talking about Jay-Z, dinner with Jay-Z or 500K, and a lot of people agreed with your take, man.
Yeah.
You know, it was like a popular thing, like, would you rather, you know, go out to dinner with Jay-Z or take $500,000 in cash?
Yeah, I don't know how people came up with this idea, but I mean, it's a cool conversation, I guess. But please, let's listen to what Jay had to say about this, because he was with Gayle King,
Yes,
doing an interview, and I think it's a couple parts of this coming out, and this piece leaked.
They love dropping it piece by piece.
Think about this. If you had a choice between getting paid $500,000 in cash or lunch with Jay-Z, which would you choose?
Oh, she said lunch.
What I'm gonna say? Yeah, I mean everything I'm gonna say.
No, only because people say, of course you take lunch with Jay-Z because the wisdom that you would get from him would so beneficial to you. It would only be a matter. You would take the money.
Yeah, because you got all that in the music for $10.99. That's a bad deal. I wouldn't tell you to cut a bad deal. Like, take the $500,000, go buy some albums and listen to the albums. It's all there. If you piece it together and really listen to the music for the words, for what it is, it's all there. Everything that I said was gonna happen. Everything that I said I wanted to do, I've done. And there's the blueprint.
There's something interesting on.
I love how he flexed right at the end, like everything I said was gonna happen, it happened.
Oof.
Everything I said I was gonna do, I did it, and that's the blueprint. Like, how you drop your album name right at the end?
That's great marketing, baby. That's great. He knew exactly what he was doing. He's like, he knows. No one's ever going to come across this choice. No one's ever going to have to choose between dinner with him or 500K. So he's going to promote his albums. He's like, go. If you want dinner with me, go buy my old albums. You know, spend that $10.99. Give me your money. Yep. He's probably going to make more than $500,000 just by saying that. People going out to buy his shit.
Because there's plenty of people that haven't bought his albums, haven't listened to Jay probably. And
they're going to think they're going to get rich now.
I think with... I think we should all have our answer now. Like, anybody that still was in doubt of whether or not they would choose the dinner or the 500K, you can rest easy and continue to play the lottery or whatever you're doing for that 500K. Because, yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know, because, you know, one rapper, you know, Rick Ross, he spoke out on this. Let's hear what he had to say.
Rose, would you take the $500,000 or the dinner with Jay-Z? I'm going to take the dinner.
And, you know, all Rick Ross heard was dinner. He didn't hear anything else.
Rose walked right into that one. Or he sat down right in front of that one.
Rose never says no to dinner. That motherfucker's not saying no to food. He don't care what the other option is.
I think the biggest difference, jokes aside, is that anybody who already has $500,000, sure, they're gonna take the dinner with Jay, because I think that they can easily have that conversation and build a business connection for the future. If you already are in that top 1%, If you're not, though, you need to take that money and do something with it. Like he said, go listen to the albums, buy some art, flip it in a few years, buy some property, flip it in a few years. Do something other than waste your time thinking about stupid hypotheticals.
Sell drugs like Jay-Z.
You could do that. You could do that. Now, don't use the whole $500K. You got to, invest, save some of it, and then the rest of it, make sure you build your empire.
Bro, the garden is jumping right now, man.
Is it? What's the score? Oh.
They're back, yeah. I feel it.
64-63.
Don't even need the audio, man. The Knicks are back, baby. But yeah.
Is there anyone in the world that you would for sure take the dinner over the $500K?
No, not one person. Troy, what do you think?
Yeah, no way. I'm taking the money every single time.
That's crazy. No, Rick Ross he did really go on to say, he signed to Def Jam when Jay-Z was the president, and he did go to dinner with him, and he really helped him, improve on his career and get to another place. But he was already well in his journey to be a rapper. I'm not a fucking rapper.
Yeah.
And even if you are a rapper, we talked about this previously. There's plenty of rappers who were on Rockefeller who would love to have that $500K right now.
That's right. That's right. They would, because they're not making $500K a year.
Been to plenty of dinners with Jay-Z. He don't care. No. And honestly, like, if I'm Jay-Z, I don't want to go to dinner with you motherfuckers anyway. Mm-hmm. I would never, ever say no shit like that, because you know how annoying it is to go out with someone, they just ask you questions. Like,
I was surprised that Gail asked him that. I'm like, you got time to interview a billionaire, and this is what you want to ask him?
Because that's the only way we'll talk about her interview. Come on, she's trying to stay relevant. They told her to ask. She said lunch. She's not fully aware. Come on, Come on, Gail. Like, she's still walking on eggshells. After the whole Kobe.
Snoop cursed her out?
Yeah, the whole Kobe thing, and Snoop cursed her out. She wants to be relevant. She wants to be a part of it.
Yeah. She's hanging in there.
But yeah, spooky for anybody who chooses the dinner. But anyway, speaking of Rose, him and Meek Mill, man, they're dropping a collab album, bro.
Woo! I hope it's good. I hope it's better than the singles that they've released so far.
Too good to be true is what they're calling it. Yeah, they dropped 2 singles, right? I haven't even heard them, to be honest. You said they're not good?
It's not that they're not good. It's just they're not what I typically expect from a Meek and Rose track.
Okay.
Like, I want something that's going to get me hyped, that I can turn on and cruise 90 down the highway and get ready to drink some Henny at the club, like, and slap some ass. Like, that's what I'm trying to do when I listen to these two on a track together. And
they have a history.
Yeah. They set a precedent, and they've been missing the mark so far. It's not bad, though. The bars are good. It's definitely entertaining, but not quite what I'm looking for. So we'll see.
I mean, when they dropped this in the past, it like all you have to play is the beginning of that.
Exactly. you see, you already got my blood pumping. I'm about to start taking off my hoodie. Like,
for real, you're right. Like, because they just that song in itself, man. If they gotta have some heat on this album, so we'll see. It's like, I think it's like 16 or 17 tracks. They only dropped 2 of them. Yeah, I don't.
That's a lot of potential left. Then there's a lot of potential left. I don't want to judge too early. This drops in a couple weeks?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. But they're definitely both in a different place than they were like 10 years ago. Now they're both a lot richer, a lot more settled. They're not out and about as much as they used to be. Maybe they're just on some laid back vibes, the way kind of Drake is. You know what I mean? Maybe the rappers who've been around over a decade, they don't have the same energy. I don't know.
I hope they're not in the same wavelength as Drake. Let's say that. I really hope that they're ready to drop some heat, that they're talking some money shit, some fly shit, some just international shit. Like, I want something great. And I haven't listened to Meek in a while. I know he's been dropping music like on his YouTube or on his own platform or something like that. But I haven't listened to Meek's music in a while either.
Yeah, I don't know if he's dropping music. I just think of him dropping those French fries in the pool. Like every time I think of Meek. Or him falling down those stairs. Like there's so many Meek moments.
Or any of his random social media moments. Like,
for real.
Keep that man off Twitter.
Yeah. We'll see though. Hopefully they drop some heat, man. Also two Southern legends, are also dropping another joint album. Welcome to Cali Grove.
Ooh, let's go. 2 Chainz and Wayne.
Yeah. So they dropped the first album. That was like 5-6 years ago, I feel like.
That was a while back.
Yeah. And, I haven't really listened to a full project from either of them in years. Probably since I listened to, I did listen to the Carter 5 when it dropped, like in, I think, 2018. It was okay, but I never really went back to it. But yeah, man, another joint album. 2 Chainz and Rawls, they did the verses together against each other like a few years ago. Yeah. I feel like all these guys are around same generation. We listened to them in high school, throughout college, and a little bit afterwards. But they're still making music, man. Are you excited for this album?
I am excited. The one thing that really was not appealing to me, though, is this album artwork, man. The way they mash their faces together is disgusting. It is nasty. Don't do that. If I download this album, I'm changing that artwork for sure. It's nasty. But the release date, what? It should be coming out soon. I think it's coming out
next month, right?
Yeah, next month.
Yeah.
I think a week after the Meek and Ross project.
Nice. So we are getting some hip hop from some of the big legacy acts to end the year off. So hopefully they drop some heat, man. I'm sure at least a few good singles will come off of that. So.
I mean, listen, I've liked a lot of the joint albums that have come out that I've listened to, whether it's Drake and 21's, or obviously Drake and Future's from a long time ago. There's another one I listened to recently, I'm blanking on it, but you think about Fab and Jadakiss, that joint album. They've been
Jason.
Yeah, they've had a lot of joint albums that have been solid for rap. So I have high expectations for these. I hope they turn out well. We'll see.
So like, are there any dream collab albums that you have? I know we talked about this maybe last year, but it's been a year. It's been a difficult year for hip hop, the 50th year of hip hop. So let's just keep it hip hop, man. Do you have any collab albums you would wish you'd see?
I still would love to get the long fabled Kendrick and Cole album.
Okay.
Of course, we'll probably never get that, but one can hope. I would love to hear Watch the Throne 2.
Oh my God, man! Don't tease me, man.
that is another big one. I would also love to have another, honestly, Fab and Jada album. That shit was fire to me.
Freddie versus Jason too.
It was really, really good. I liked how they played off each other. Pause, with how their cadences were and the beats that they had on that album. I thought it was really smooth. What about you?
I was gonna ask Troy. Do you have any that come to mind that would be your dream kind of collab albums?
Yeah, one that will never happen, but I think a Kid Cudi Lupe Fiasco one would be a dream come true for me. But I know they're beefing, and they'll probably never squash it. So that
would sound really interesting.
Yeah, I think that would be a good one. And I think Anderson .Paak and any rapper, I think would be a good collab album. I think he can go well with almost anybody.
Silk Sonic, going back to rap. Yeah, he's great with the Free Nationals. He's great collabing with anybody. Because seeing him perform, he literally is all over the stage doing everything. So
exactly,
that would be dope.
What about groups that you would like to see get back together? My number one would probably be Outkast.
Really? That's an easy one, man.
That is an easy one.
That'd be a good one. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been 20 years since they dropped the last one.
Exactly. Really long time.
Yeah, I would love. We saw 50 Cent in the summer. I would love to see June and get back together. I wish Banks would have came out on that stage, but you know, it just didn't happen. Yeah, but you know, shit happens when it comes to like joint albums. Shit, you know, I would really like a Kendrick, Baby Keem like full album because I really love Family Ties. Seeing them perform together last year was great, and I think, you know, hearing the Hillbillies earlier this year, I feel like it might happen sometime soon, so that'd be nice.
It's definitely possible.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really think of my answers, but Troy, do you have any groups that you would want to come back?
There's just another southern hip hop, I think, trio called Cunning Linguists, who are really good, kind of like that, like southern gothic rap style. So I think if they dropped another album recently, I think that would be really good.
Nice. Wow. Awesome. Yeah, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah, but Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz are dropping. You didn't like the cover art, but Wayne, he hated his own wax figure, bro.
Yes, he should. I don't know what's going on with these wax artists. Y'all need to go back to school, go back to ceramics, something. But this has been utter failure. The last, and it's not just Wayne. We'll talk about more, but there have been a number of them that have turned out poorly.
I mean, with Wayne, he actually responded to this. He said, "Sorry, Wax Museum, but that shit ain't me. You tried though, and I appreciate the effort." But I mean, honestly, this does look like perked out Wayne. But with Wayne, he looks crazy no matter what. Like, there's no winning with making a wax figure of Lil Wayne. Honestly, it's not like you could make him like look attractive. He's not going to be fucking ASAP Rocky. I'm sorry.
No, but you can at least make it look like him. Like, it doesn't even. I don't know who this guy is.
It kind of looks like, if I saw him, I'd be like, oh, that's Wayne's wax figure.
Dog, the only thing that looks like him in this wax figure is the tattoos.
That's hard to do.
Yo, where are we putting the bar? They're professionals. They're supposed to. This is their job.
Yeah, it's a little bit nuts. He did not like it. Everyone had a real good time with it. I wish I had that wax figure, Wayne. I put it out for Halloween, scare all the kids.
It would definitely do that. The dreads ain't even look right. This shitty ass looking dreads they gave him.
Bro, his dreads look worse in real life. Let's be real.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You gotta make it authentic.
Not everyone can have beautiful dreads like Troy. Sorry.
Yeah, Troy has some nice dreads.
Yeah, his locks, be on point, yo. Your hair is mad long, bro. It's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, I remember the Nicki Minaj wax figure was like bent over from the Anaconda video, and people were posing with it, like humping it. So it could be worse. I mean, last week I think The Rock's wax figure went viral because it looked like Mr. Clean.
Oh my God, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. So the Rock's, he had to put a statement out about it too, and he basically said, thank you. I knew.
So polite.
He said, I knew my boy James Jefferson, NJ, had this wax statue in his roasting crosshairs. Is this how y'all felt when you lost Little Mermaid? Legit belly laughed at this. For the record, I'm going to have my team reach out to our friends at Grevin Museum in Paris, France, so we can work at updating my wax figure here with some important details and improvements, starting with my skin color. And next time I'm in Paris, I'll stop in and have a drink with myself.
Much different than Wayne's response. You could tell he actually has money behind him and a team.
Exactly.
A team to fix this.
That's a man that's running for president in 2028. All right.
Oh my God, kill me. Kill me. I really fucking hope not. But hey, who knows, man?
I mean, can it get any worse?
Yes.
What?
Get out of here. As much as I would love to see, The Rock like rock bottom Netanyahu, like it's not for the best interest of people. Come on, that guy's a wrestler. He's an actor. He's a nice guy, but we got to be serious. But yeah, man, hopefully Wayne gets that fixed. I don't think he will, but we'll see.
Dog, they got a wax statue of Beyonce that looks like Giselle.
She's probably happy about that. Oh shit, it does. Have you ever been to the Wax Museum?
I've been to one before. I don't remember even where it was because they have wax museums everywhere. Yeah. But you would think that they would just come out with some sort of machine that makes the wax person and then just like spray paints them and calls it a day.
A 3D printer for wax?
Yeah, you would think with technology how it is now.
I mean, maybe that could be your fucking idea, bro. Like, because I don't think it exists. Troy, have you been to the Wax Museum?
Yeah, I've been to Madame Tussauds in the city once. Okay. 15 years ago, Jesus, but it was cool.
Okay. Did it look realistic?
No, but it was still interesting. Like, you could tell who they were, but like it didn't really look like it wasn't super realistic.
Dog, this wax statue of Britney Spears in Las Vegas looks like Jessica Simpson.
Yo, she wished she looked like that right
exactly,
now.
she
not
does.
Gonna lie, but hey,
they gave her hips and everything. They're lying.
Yeah, I remember Carmelo Anthony when they made his wax statue. He posed in the museum as the statue was scaring people. Shout out to Melo.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of Melo and Hall of Fame basketball players, well, he's a future Hall of Famer. You know, we talk about MJ and Scottie Pippen and their beef, and their former teammate Dennis Rodman. He spoke out and he's confident that MJ and Scottie they'll eventually squash their beef. You're a diehard Michael Jordan fan.
That's right.
And you've been highly critical of Scottie Pippen.
That's right.
Since he's been outspoken with his remarks against Michael Jordan since that documentary dropped, The Last Dance, a few years ago. Scottie rolled out his book. He had a lot of things to say on that press tour, dodging questions about his wife, but also making comments about MJ, saying LeBron's better than him and all these other things, man. Yep. Do you think there's a chance that they actually squash the beef?
I mean, they might get to a point where they could be cordial, but I think in all likelihood, the person with the biggest grudge is Scottie. I don't think Jordan's in a place where he really cares. He's accomplished everything he wants to accomplish. He's also, up $2 billion or whatever.
Like $3 billion after that.
Yeah, after selling the team. So I think Jordan's doing just fine, and the only person that's really upset in this whole situation probably is Scottie. So he's gotten the short end of the stick, so I can understand him feeling like that way. But I do say that we need to have Dennis Rodman really hired as like our global diplomat for any sort of conflicts, whether it's interpersonal conflicts like this or the current conflict between Israel and Palestine, Ukraine, Russia. He's interacted with Kim Jong-un in North Korea. Like we're not giving this man enough credit. And I want him to be at the forefront of all of our mediations.
Bro, how could you say that after you criticize Cornell West? That's disrespectful. Also, I don't trust anything Dennis Rodman says ever, man. He's crazy.
Of course he's crazy, but that's what you need to deal with these other crazy people in the world.
That's what you need on the court, when you need someone who's going to grab them rebounds and be dirty.
Who's only going to get 20 rebounds a game and no points.
Hall of Fame shit right there. I don't, but hey, he might have a point, because, Larsa Pippen's doing the dirty work and dating MJ's son. And I feel like that could be something that will make it hard for them to reunite. If that actually does happen, do you think that that relationship will impact them ever squashing the beef? Because, I mean, Michael Jordan, he publicly said, I'm not for that. So maybe him and Scottie,
that's
could
a
be on the same.
offering.
Yeah,
that's an olive branch right there. No, I'm not with that relationship. That shit janky as hell. That's what Jordan said. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe they come together in support of that, because
in support
of like resisting the marriage or something like that. Because I think Jordan does not want to leave his fortune to his son and Larsa Pippen. I know he's got a couple other kids, right? Doesn't he?
Yeah, he has more kids.
Yeah,
but
I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he supports it, but if they do move forward, they have a podcast. They're allegedly engaged. I think it could impact, Pippen and Jordan moving forward. I feel like Jordan, if he wants to be involved in anybody else's life, he has that choice. Pippen, he's still at work. I think I don't know if he works at ESPN now because of the layoffs. I guess we'll see this NBA season what he's doing. But Jordan does what he wants to do. He travels around the world. He's a billionaire. He lives in his Jordan bubble. So I feel like, if Scotty ever gets out of his feelings, I think it's possible. But, it's going to be a little bit difficult. But I think by the time, I don't know. Maybe there'll be some like Bulls championship anniversary in the next 10, 20 years or something. They'll have to be together, and I feel like they'll be cordial because I feel like they're both gentlemen. They're not their competitive days are kind of behind them, at least on the court. They shared a lot of battles.
At a certain point you got to piece it up.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw Kobe and Shaq come together and piece it up, which is great considering, of course, what happened with Kobe. But
their beef was a lot worse, if you ask me, at the time. And I'm glad that they pieced it up before Kobe passed away. So hopefully Rodman is right. Athletes, they have their. We talked about Scottie Pippen putting out his book, man. Athletes have their own platform these days. Like
so many of them.
So many. And we talk about our boy Shannon Sharpe, bro. And Club Shay Shay. And every week he's been dropping gems, bro. He's been dropping the gems.
He's a legend. He's a legend on and off the field. And he had some wisdom that he shared from a previous experience he had early on in the 90s when he was out on the dating scene.
Who did he have on the show? I forget.
So him and Ocho Cinco, after games on Sunday night and Monday night, I believe.
Oh, really?
They do a show together.
I didn't know that.
They recap all the games. Yeah, that started with this season starting. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I might have to tune into that. I like both of them. So
it's really cool. It's pretty funny, and of course, it's got like the late night banter. Obviously,
it's like the black version of Peyton and Eli.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. With Unc and cousin Ocho. So this is what Shannon had to say.
Ocho, this was in 1990. I met this young lady. She was, we gonna go out. I was like, okay. I ain't got a whole lot of money, but you know what? I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna deny myself something to get her a nice little, get a nice little meal.
Gentleman.
Back said, okay, you ready to order? I'm like, yeah. So I got something probably cost like $30, $40. Yeah. And so Ocho, she got the menu and she just looking. I'm like, well, damn, what she gonna order? She say, I'm trying to figure out what go with lobster. I say condoms. I said, because if you order that, we gonna have sex tonight. Needless to say, she didn't order that, and I never saw her again. I ain't got bread like that, Ocho. Man, you get me on here, Ocho. I was gonna do this to my grave, man.
Oh my God. That's a line. That is a bar right there. He said, if you order lobster, what goes with that is condoms. That's crazy. That is a crazy line to get off on a date.
That's crazy. Like, yeah, he was dead ass serious. It seems like since he left the Fox deal that he's really been letting loose. We talked about Stephen A. and his podcast and letting a little bit loose. It seems like Shannon Sharpe, he's really letting loose a little bit more. I don't know.
Oh my God, that is so funny. And to be honest with you, I kind of feel him, but the thing that was so surprising about hearing this story is his reaction when he had Brittany Renner on his show, and she said that she had sex with like 35 people or something, and this man took like 4 shots, 3 straight from the bottle after she said that. But meanwhile, he's dropping lines like that in the middle of a date.
I mean, he's trying to protect himself. He referenced condoms coming with the lobster, which that is, safe sex. He's practicing safe sex. Brittany Renner said she got a yeast infection after having sex with like 3 guys in 2 days in that same interview. So, when we watch these clips, we see what they're reacting to in the moment, but I'm sure that was built up over time. But hey, we don't know. We don't even know if Shannon Sharpe is like married. He keeps all that like.
No, he's not married.
Oh, okay, so we know he's not married. Okay.
Yeah, but I believe he does have 1 daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he said this happened like 1990, before we were born. Mm-hmm. But what do you make of this, man? Like, do you think, because we talked about this. We've seen TikToks about a man being like, I'm not paying for dinner unless, I'm getting the draws, and, we got to split the bill. Do you think it's okay? You think he got away with this because he was a pro athlete? Because I don't know.
I mean, just to clarify as well, I just found out he does have 2 daughters and 1 son, all by different moms.
Damn. Yes. So he's been out there. Yeah. He don't use condoms that much.
Yeah.
So that must have been the second date.
Exactly. So, anyway, he should have kept that same mentality. That's what happened. He changed up after it didn't work out that time. But I think he got this off because, like you said, he's a pro athlete. He also said he didn't close the deal with that woman and didn't see her again. So, I mean,
it didn't work.
it didn't necessarily work for him. I think that would be fucking hilarious to say in a date, but yeah, I don't think your success rate goes up after that kind of line. I have talked previously on the live, and you're aware of the situation, but somebody did that to me where they ordered the most expensive thing on the menu when I took them out for a first date.
Surf and turf.
Yes, it
steak
was the
and
surf
lobster.
Yes, that's right, steak and lobster, filet mignon and lobster.
Damn.
Yeah. And at the time that did speak out to me because when I was young and before I was dating and things like that, my mom always said to me, pay attention to the way that somebody moves around you. If they're looking to live off you, spend your money, that sort of thing, you got to pay attention to that. And if they're ordering the most expensive thing on the menu in a early date or when you guys are trying to get to know each other,
break out the condoms.
Take note. They said to wear the condoms all the time. I won't disclose how much I did or did not listen to that, but anyway.
Spooky. It's Halloween.
Genzino says I know this story. But yeah, so I think that to each his own. But what about you? Do I
wear condoms?
No. I hope you do. But are there limits to what somebody should really be ordering when they go out to eat with you? Are you taking note of that, like mentally? Like, do you not judge? You just want to see who this person is and how they act and let them be them. What is your approach?
No, my approach is like, I feel like for me, if I'm asking somebody out on a date, I'm picking the place. I'm trying to be mindful of what they like, where they live, what works for them, and also, and what I like and what I know, so I try to coordinate on that level. I feel like Master P, baby. There's no limits, I don't.
Your sister said the same exact thing. No, there shouldn't be limits. I agree with the no limits thing. Like, I'm not going to be on a date and put a limit on somebody, but I am going to take mental note of not just how you act and the things you say, but also what you order. It's a date experience. This is your first impression.
That is a limit then.
It's not a limit.
If you're keeping track of it, I feel like you're putting a limit on it. For me, it's like if I want to not spend a lot of money, I'll say let's go get coffee. Let's go to happy hour. Let's go somewhere in a time frame. I know I have a few hours to not spend that much money. We all saw half days.
So you put a time limit.
Time is money, baby. But you have to be thoughtful. I feel like if I'm asking someone out, if I take somewhere nice, it's like whatever you want. I'm not gonna judge, because it was my judgment to usually set up the date. If someone says I'm gonna go somewhere specifically and it's kind of like out of my price range, I'll suggest something else, or I'll be like, that's not where we should meet at the first time. If I've gone on dates and, you know, not spend that much money, and the next time we hung out, like, oh, you want to go to a concert? Do you want to do this? Like, I'll be very giving. I'm not like keeping track. It's more about the vibe for me.
Fair.
I don't know, but
Fair.
yeah, I've never asked anyone about, you know, condoms because they ordered the lobster. That's crazy.
That's insane.
Oh my god,
That is
Troy, do you
insane.
think there should be limits when you go out on dates? Like, how would you handle that?
Yeah, no, I don't think there should be limits, but I do think that, you know, definitely, like, just be aware of what, you know, people are doing. Again, like, if that were me, I definitely wouldn't say condoms or anything like that. But yeah, no, that's pretty wild. But no limits.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never complained. You know, if I ever spend too much money on a date, I usually just like look myself in the mirror and I'm like, damn, just take the L. Like, honestly, for me, like, I'm always trying to be like conscious of, you know, who I go out with, and I've spent money on Ubers and other things trying to like make sure that the person, you know, feels good about the situation. You know, we have a bunch of other articles talking about this.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. I'm not gonna lie. A couple of the first dates that you mentioned, I don't know what the ladies think about that.
Yeah, bro, because you sent me a whole fucking list that went viral.
Oh my goodness, this list is crazy. It's absolutely insane. So, for anybody that's not aware, basically, there was a list of places that was circulating on Instagram and Twitter and other social media with regards to where women absolutely refuse to go on a first date to. And I would love to know what y'all's thoughts are about this. Send us some DMs. Let us know if you've ever been, you know, exposed when you tried to take somebody on a date to one of these places or anything like that. But I will say the overarching theme of this list was chain restaurants.
Spooky.
Yeah. Yeah. No chain restaurants. So number one on the list was Cheesecake Factory.
Oh man.
Followed by Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden. Now, that's the top five. I will say the outlier in that top five is definitely Chipotle, because that's a fast food place. Whereas the others are actually sit-down restaurants.
Well, you know, back in like 10 years ago, 2013, Chipotle date's not bad. You know,
It wasn't.
Was popping.
It wasn't, because that was early. That was before, you know, they were a nationwide phenomenon with salmonella incidents
Yeah, I was gonna
and
say,
everything.
before the poisoning.
All right, so the next five that we got, number 6 is the movies. Number 7, your house. 8, any fast food restaurant.
Okay.
9, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Come on, you gotta watch the games.
10, Wingstop.
Okay. That Wingstop I get. Buffalo Wild Wings could be a real nice. They have the pay-per-view fights. You know, they got boneless wings. They got so many sauces. Come on.
Out of those, yeah, you probably can't get.
Out of those, I gotta ask you a question. Out of those, how many places have you been on dates? Like first dates on, or dates in general? Like, out of those,
I've been on a first date to the movies before, but that was the only one out of those. Out of actually all these first 10.
Okay, just dates in general. Like, have you? Because I've been on dates to Buffalo Wild Wings. I've been on dates to Cheesecake Factory, the movies, Applebee's when I was in high school. You know, Applebee's. You know, they're doing $1 margaritas. They're doing dollaritas right now. So,
I've taken girls from school to dates like to Applebee's before.
we did your birthday at Red Lobster back in the day.
We did. That's right. We did do my birthday, but that's not a date. So that was a family event. Yeah, that's the only one. I never did like Buffalo Wild Wings for a date.
What about the rest of the list? What else we got?
For my house, not on a first date, but definitely other dates. All right, so the rest of the list, we've got buffets, IHOP, Denny's, the gym.
Okay. They don't want to work out. Okay.
Yeah. Church, Starbucks, coffee dates,
Jeez.
ice cream dates, family functions, movie night, so no Netflix and chill, somewhere that requires a long drive, bowling, nightclubs, hookah bar, a bar for just drinks, Waffle House, and sports events. Now, I think the bottom of this list is where a lot of people probably have some issues.
Yeah, when they say all nightclubs, hookah spots, bars, like the gym, like any coffee, like you can't even be sober and satisfy these people on Facebook.
I wonder. See, when they create this list, I wonder where exactly a lot of these people live. Because if you're in the New York City area, there's some really dope spots that are nightclubs or lounges or hookah bars or a bar just for drinks. Even taking somebody to a sporting event, that's a dope first date.
Yeah.
If you know somebody's a Knicks fan as you watch the game, then that would be a really cool first date.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about all the things to do in this area, which is everything. We have so many options. I was thinking the opposite. I was like, shit, if you don't live here, then this list is everything you could do. Including like a long drive, because if you live in middle America, you only have chain restaurants, you only have the movies, your house, coffee, you have to drive everywhere. What more do you want? Like, not everywhere has like plethora of nice restaurants or nice things to do. And it's just like, I don't know, I feel like when this list went out, I feel like everyone kind of had the same reaction of, this shit's ridiculous. I don't know.
Listen, a lot of y'all hoes think that you're some hot shit. And somebody has to set the expectations right. RIP to Kevin Samuels, because he was doing the Lord's work. But somebody got to let y'all know that 85-90% of y'all belong at the first 20 places on this list.
Yeah, I will say the movies is a terrible first date. Just rule of thumb.
Yeah,
because you don't get a chance to talk to the person.
People don't learn that until after they do it for a couple times when they're a teenager. Yeah, and then they realize like, oh, we're just sitting here awkwardly trying to wonder if I should hold her hand or can I reach over for a kiss. Like it's like that weird situation where there's just so much sexual attention and no communication happening.
Okay, whoa.
was that too much? Was that like J. Cole talking about his experiences in that album? Sorry, my bad.
Started reminiscing. Sexual attention. I was like, whoa, spooky. No, I feel you, man. I feel you. I've been there. I
remembering how I lost that one friend in high school.
Oh man, yeah. When I read this list, I don't know. I felt like this is just one of those things on social media, that go around. Just like the videos of the people, who video record their dates, like the oyster woman or like the woman at the Cheesecake Factory who was upset. Like, this is unrealistic. I don't think this is a reflection of modern women. I think this is just an exaggeration of people who want attention. And they said that this list came from people in a Facebook group. And, I would say my list, number one, is I would never date no bitch communicating about dating in a Facebook group. Like, who's active on Facebook? Like, that's
how are you going to know, though? How are you going to know? You're not going to know.
You know who the hell is still posting on Facebook, man. You could tell. It's the type of people having these conversations seriously because they don't even have a bed frame. Let's be real. Yo. Spooky.
Her fake eyelashes weighing down her eyes. She got long nails and a slick back hairdo. Is that what's happening?
I'm not saying all that, man. Okay. I'm just saying, sorry. Like, I don't know.
Didn't want to stereotype anybody out there, but listen, I do think that this list is nuts.
It's crazy. Troy, what did you take from the list, man? Have you ever gone out on any dates from the places we named?
Yeah, no, for sure. You know, I like Cheesecake Factory. I like a lot of these places. Applebee's is kind of understandable when you're like out of high school.
Yeah.
But a lot of these, I think it's just people's expectations are just crazy. Like bowling. My first date with my current fiance was bowling.
Wow.
And it was great. And then we got to a restaurant after, so I like it.
Let him know. Let him know, Troy.
He said my fiance, so it worked out for him, guys. You can learn.
That's right. That's right.
Bowling is actually a great date. Like, honestly, you get to talk to the person. You get to, play around. You don't take it too seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I like games. I like, playing pool, just things like that. I think it's good. It's interactive. I'm always very competitive no matter what I try to win, but I'm not good at these games, so I lose a lot of the time. So it's all good. But yeah, putting bowling on there is ridiculous. Like, like I said, most of America, this is like all there is to do. I mean, if you go to a town and they have this many activities and places, you're in a good place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've worked in Michigan before.
Those flyover states, it gets difficult. It gets difficult. I did not see cow tipping on this list.
No, me either. But yeah, it's difficult out there. This one dating coach, he's trying to help the men. We talk about the women and their standards, but there's a lot of men out there who are lonely as fuck, man. These single guys. But this guy, he's trying to act like Hitch, one of our favorite movies. Shout out to Will Smith. Maybe he should watch it. Learn from himself. But this guy, single men actually, what is it like? Okay, it says a 2023 poll says nearly 50% of all young adults are single, with the gender discrepancy what's that? Comprising of 34% of women versus a whopping 63% of men.
Wow.
Damn. And it says the number of sexually active Americans actually sits at a 30-year low for men, and about 30% of young men said they were sexless in 2020. We had COVID, we had the lockdown, but 30% of young men having no sex, it sucks. So this guy says, get off the dating apps, go out and meet women in real life, be yourself. What did you take? What did you take from these stats and his advice? Do you think it'll be helpful? Because there's a lot of lonely men out there, and when you see lists like this of women's standards, I can see how it could be intimidating for a guy who hasn't fucking left the house or talked to a woman in years.
Dude, I remember saying this during one of our topics previously on another live episode where, I think people have just forgotten how to actually communicate with strangers. Yeah. Everyone is scared to just begin a conversation, introduce themselves. People don't know how to break the ice anymore. These are standard things that you need to be able to do to function in society. And we're so used to living behind a screen, swiping left and right, that it's just not working. It's just not working for a lot of people. And a lot of these guys, you have to build up those skills because, sorry, but your picture's not hitting. They're just not. It's just not. And if that's what you're dependent on, just the physical appearance, for a lot of men, it's not gonna get the job done.
Yeah, you got to get your money right. You got to get out there. You got to build up your confidence. And I think the best way to build up your confidence is to actually get out there, meet people, talk to people. Yeah. Troy, you started doing a kickball league. You met some new people. You think that's a good tip for doing interactive things? I know you're not single, but do you think that's good to join groups and stuff like that to meet new people?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the social aspect of it, you get to build teamwork, camaraderie, and all that stuff. Definitely helps. Meeting it's definitely a good way to meet new people in the area, and it's exciting. It's cool.
Yeah, it's a good icebreaker. So, find common interests. It doesn't have to be, with the intention to be romantic. I think it's cool just to do fun things. And then, you'll break the ice. You'll feel more confident within yourself, and you'll be able to talk to more people and actually, talk to people in real life and see exactly what worked for them. I think that's also helpful, is building friendships, same-sex friendships, and seeing exactly, what works for you. Where do you go out? Finding ideas. I think when things start existing purely on the internet, we see stupid things like that list going around. And you're right, people's sense of value is way off.
And any guy that fits in that 30% is going to see that list on social media and be shook. He's going to be like, fuck. They killed my whole flow. 20 of these I can't even do anymore. That's what they're thinking. And instead, they're not just having a conversation, figuring out what people like, what they want to do. And it's difficult out there.
Yeah, I want to actually help some of these guys, but then I'm like, no, I don't. I don't want to.
You might be able to make a bag out of that.
Yeah, you're right, because they're not spending money on dates.
Exactly.
But they are spending money on OnlyFans, so I don't know.
Consultation costs $50, 30 minutes, $100 for an hour and a half. Hey.
No, hell no, that's not enough. Not enough for me to be talking to these guys. $500, give me on the front end. I'll send you a pamphlet. We'll do lunch. Lunch with me.
And lunch is on you. And you have to pick the place, and it better be like you're taking me on a date. Pause.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know if there's any hope for you guys. Get out there and
that's not a bad setup. I might have to
invest in yourself, yes, and in the public, man. We're here to save everybody because these guys on the dating apps, I don't know, man. They're giving women the ick.
Yeah,
they're saying that these guys are opening up, with their first message with something sexual. These women on TikTok are getting together and talking about this trend where guys just jump in and just say something like, just talk about sex from the jump.
This is not new at all. I remember back when I was on Tinder, people were just messaging tits ?
You? They messaged
No. No, like what? I'm saying guys were messaging women, and then when I would talk to women, they would be complaining about it. Like, oh, thank God you're normal. Like, you're not trying to immediately see my tits. Like,
for real. I'm not super thirsty, but a lot of guys are thirsty, apparently.
Wait until the first date, then I'll tell you condoms with the lobster. Like, what are you talking about? Got some couth over here.
For real. Oh my God. This one guy asked this girl, do you have a high sex drive? And they said, this type of unwanted sex chat young women are being forced to navigate on dating apps, and it isn't uncommon.
That's not even that bad, but I understand how that would be a turnoff.
Yeah, this other girl said, because on Hinge you could put prompts, and one of her prompts, she says, she forgets to text people back. And this guy responded to the prompt, and he was like, for every text you forget to reply to, that's one spank on your butt. How red is that butt of yours going to be, I wonder? There's a lot of other creepy ass messages shared in this.
For every 9 women that doesn't work on, there might be one that it does. I'm completely kidding. All right.
No, I mean, there might be 1 in 50, 1 in 100. I'm sure there's one woman who might be into it, but I don't think it's a good strategy.
No, it's not a winning strategy. No, it's definitely not. But yeah, it's creative.
It is creative. This one psychologist, Carly Dober, she said that, there are many factors behind why men send these kinds of messages. She says, firstly, many men might come to the apps in a truly transactional mindset in which this is what they want to achieve from the interaction, and they are being very upfront about this. She also said the problem was that some men don't understand the impact these messages have on the receiver and wrongfully think it's okay.
Dude, I mean, what do you expect? You create an app where you basically send the subliminal message that a date, a woman, is just a swipe away. It's that easy. All you have to do is swipe right and her swipe right, and then she's right there for you. That's what the message is that these dating apps send. So, yeah, that's possible that this is going to happen, and this will be the interactions that happen. But on top of that, a lot of people really just use these dating apps because they want to hook up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like people have their different methodologies. This one girl, she got played. She got played, and she ended her last relationship after her now ex told her, he was going interstate due to family trauma and left no indication to when he was returning. She was like, I was worried about him, but after a while, I didn't want to keep waiting and told him we should call things off. Shockingly, Sarah soon discovered through a little social media sleuthing that her former partner was not interstate at all. He was actually busy with another relationship, which he had been in for 5 years. Oh, she said, we never went to his house while we were dating because he said he had an obnoxious roommate. But that was really his girlfriend.
Oh, she was obnoxious, all right.
He wasn't lying about that. Oh my God. So she talked to her 2 male friends, and they told her to ask for a reference before meeting her next guy, which is something she's never done before. Yeah, a female reference.
Okay.
Yeah. So she said the first person she talked to using this technique was this guy, Mike, who she matched with, on a dating app earlier in the year. Mm-hmm. And after chatting with him via text for a few days, she asked, for a reference. And he thought it was a little bit weird, but he did comply, gave, his sister's number to her, who texted her. She had a pleasant exchange. 4 months later, they're still a happy couple together.
Okay. Fair. I mean, is that something that you would ever think to do? Or that you would, allow? Like, if a girl asked you, hey, listen, I've been tricked before, I've been duped, I've been had, I've been hoodwinked. Can you give me your sister's phone number so I can, make sure that you're not trying to play me? Would you give her the phone number?
I'm not bothering no one in my family with no bitch I never met. Sorry.
No, but let's say you went on a couple of dates with her.
Why would she need a reference at that point? It could be normal. No, I'm sorry. I understand your trauma. This woman actually, I understand it for her because she has a daughter. She has a 5-year-old daughter. Mm-hmm. She's trying to protect the relationship with her. She actually ended up, introducing her new boyfriend to her daughter months after they were dating. So I get her being extra protective of, her time and energy. For me, I don't have any kids. I don't date people with kids because personally, that's just not something I want to deal with. I'm not trying to do it. I mean, eventually I'll have my own kids and stuff, but for me, no, it's not, we just wouldn't be a match personally. But I understand her doing this after she got burned. I think there's enough information out there, and to me, I always try to be as open as possible. I share, on my social media. You can Google my name. You could ask me questions, but I'm not going to involve anybody else. I like starting off with a one-on-one. I don't want no chaperone dates also. We talked about that as well. Mm-hmm. But it has to be a certain sense of trust and attraction beforehand. I don't know. Would you be open to this, do you think, if you're single?
I think it would be weird to me at first, but at the same time, I feel similar to you. I don't think I would have anything to hide, so I'd have no problem, giving them somebody's number and being sure, text so-and-so.
And she's texting his sister. She don't even know if that's really his sister.
That part I was like, this is a reference check, but you still not real thorough with this. He could have gave you his boy's number, or it could just be a fake number that he's got. It's easy to create another phone number.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's obviously easily duped because, her last man was in a whole other relationship, making excuses. She said it made sense that he couldn't ever pick up the phone because of his job, and they never went in his house because of his roommate. So she believed that for a long time. So if you're a gullible person, you have to take this extra measure, then I get it. But personally, I wouldn't want to have to deal with that in the early stages of a relationship.
How did his own, his main girl not find out?
No, she did. I think she snitched on her. She reached out to her, his girlfriend. I think she reached out.
Okay.
Troy, would you be okay with the female reference?
I don't think so, just because, like you said, I don't think I would like to involve anybody else in something as random as that. I wouldn't be upset if she asked. I would say, hey, respectfully, I'm going to have to decline. I'm an open book, but I wouldn't want to get anyone involved, especially that early. That just seems kind of unnecessary, though it is understandable.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like, okay, if I meet you, then I'll see if you're okay to talk to like someone close to me. Like, I got my own vetting process. You feel me? Like, I'm just not trying to bring anyone around. Like, it's not. I mean, but I get it. I'm glad it worked for her. But
listen, I want 2 letters of recommendation and a W-2.
Yeah, man. I mean, you don't know who you can trust out here. Spooky season, it's Halloween, it's Scorpio season, guys. Everybody, like the video, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube. Welcome all of our new subscribers. We love you all. We're a family here. But we talking about other people's stories and how they can't trust people, because this one guy, speaking of spooky ass stories, he says, his son looks nothing like him,
Oh man.
He was like, I have brown hair and green eyes, he has blonde hair and blue eyes. So he decided to get a paternity test without telling anybody, even his girlfriend. And of course it came back that, you are not the pappy. Shout out to Maury. He is not the biological dad of his son. He had a feeling. This is like everyone's worst nightmare, man. The heartbroken dad started to put the pieces together, realizing there were a few red flags at the beginning of the couple's 3-year relationship. She told me that she was pregnant very early on in our relationship, which I thought was odd, but she insisted that it was mine. His girlfriend, 27, reportedly acknowledged that she was casually seeing other people. She may not even know who the biological father is, so I feel like bringing it up would just cause problems, he says. Even though he's unsure if his girlfriend deliberately tricked him or genuinely thinks he's mine, the man said he continues to parent the child.
Whew. Boy. Yeah. Nah. He said, I make enough money to comfortably support us, so I'm not worried about child support or anything like that. I'm still his father. I've been there since he was born up until now.
I mean, you got to relate, for him to have the...
I don't have to relate.
I mean, you have to sympathize with his point of view. He was there when the child was born. He has an emotional attachment to the kid. Even though the kid was born looking nothing like him, he still was there to raise him as a baby. And I guess maybe a couple years into it, he's finally decided to take the DNA test. I do think it's weird that that we know about this and that his girlfriend doesn't. But I think for him to stick around the kid, he must really love the kid and the mom, and he must I don't know, man.
I feel like if it doesn't matter, then just tell her.
Yeah.
Because it's possible that she really doesn't know. And doesn't she deserve the truth just the way that he wanted the truth?
She knows. And he don't want to have that conversation with her because
then he's
afraid
going to find out that she knew, and then he's going to get mad, and then the relationship's going to be done. But
yeah, I don't know, man. I thought this was heartbreaking, very spooky. I feel like this is every man's worst nightmare. You know what I mean? Because we're not in control of this. She said she was casually dating. That's a funny way to call yourself a cum dumpster.
Why you gotta be like that?
I don't know. I had to throw that in there. See, we all have different names for things. I don't know, but I don't know, man. This is scary, But hey, he's sticking around, so she definitely chose the right guy to build a family with. I don't know. I feel like with Ancestry DNA, 23andMe, you can buy paternity tests at Walgreens. You don't have to go to Maury anymore. It's not, 20 years ago. I feel like this is more commonplace.
I didn't know that. They have them right at Walgreens?
Yeah, it's like you spit in it, you get the saliva from the child,
okay,
and you send it off.
Oh, you send it in the mail. Got it.
Yeah. But I don't know, like, do you think that this happens more often than we're aware of?
Probably. I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know. Like, I think it is, I don't know, commendable for him to stick around, but obviously it bothers him enough to want to write the internet about it. I don't know, man. Troy, like, what did you take from this story? I know it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, no, it's definitely very, very sad. Yeah, I don't know how you can live with that. I mean, that's tough. I mean, I know you were there when the child was born. You raised it as your own and stuff, so that is tough. That bond is there, and it probably will never go away. But knowing that, you know, that child is not yours has to be very conflicting. It's not like she didn't cheat on him or anything. It just likely happened before they were dating. So it's just a lot of emotions that he just needs to deal with, maybe with therapy or something. I don't know.
Or even while they were dating and they weren't exclusive yet, anything like that. But yeah, I don't know. I would have to. It's gonna. He already said at the bottom that he's gonna bring it up to the kid when they're older and able to, you know, understand what this means and things like that.
By the way, your mother's a whore.
Jesus, Julian. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm just saying he obviously has some sort of resentment because he has to have some sort of outlet. So I think it is important to address it now. I feel like it's weird that he's just not having the conversation. If you go out of your way to get tested, you should definitely at least have the conversation, get some type of closure. If you're going to raise the kid together, just, you know, if you want to inform him about it, eventually you should run that by the mom too. Obviously he accepts it at a certain point. Clearly, he doesn't accept it enough to actually have that conversation with her. So that tells me that he's a little bit pissed off about
something's
it.
wrong. Yeah, something's wrong.
I'd be a little bit upset too, but hey, you know, this shit happens. You know, guys, you got to be good at math. You know, like you got to do your math. Takes 9 months. You know, if you just started dating her and it was weird that she was pregnant, you know, the second weekend, you got to know. You gotta know, you know, you gotta be good at math like Joe Biden. You know, this is like 15 9/11s. I don't know. Oh man, I mean, everybody has their, you know, definition of casually dating, because this one woman in Australia, Annie Knight, she's 26 years old and she slept with 300 people in a year.
Damn,
300.
That's impressive.
I mean, we saw what 300 men could do in the movie 300, fighting off.
They fought off thousands.
And the Persians.
They fought off thousands. Listen, those condoms were strong.
She had 300 in a year, and she says haters say she's disgusting, but she feels empowered.
She said she managed to have sex with 5 people in a single day.
Damn. That's a gangbang, or like how?
I was waiting when I was reading this article for her to say that she was a sex worker.
I mean, did you read the end of the article? Because she says, you know, she now earns $1,000 a day, you know, which fans pay.
Oh, I missed that
subscription.
I missed that last line. Why'd they drop that in like that? I thought the article was over.
No, you know they always got to plug their OnlyFans.
$1,000 a day, so no wonder how she made $300K plus.
Yeah, I mean, you do the math. You guys got to be good at math.
Oh man, she said, you know, age 26. I felt so empowered afterwards. Sex makes me feel good. It's meant to make you feel good. Knight sleeps with men and women and told the radio program that she met with many of her sex partners on dating apps. However, she also has a roster of regulars on speed dial that she calls up whenever she feels like getting down and dirty. The messier the sex, the better. Yo.
300. Damn. I mean, she's obviously, you know, made a living off of this. She's only 26. Yeah, $1,000 a day. I think that's, you know, a good amount of money, especially in Australia. But yeah, what did you take from this? Do you think that this is empowering or maybe she just feels empowered by the money she's making. Because you didn't know she was making money until just now.
I didn't.
Does that change your perception of this?
I saw this part about like earlier in the article where they said something about somebody found her OnlyFans, but I didn't realize that she was making $1,000 a day, which in fact that number is probably going up by a lot after this article. So at age 26, $300 in a year is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like imagine, even if she hasn't for the previous 5-6 years had that sort of action happening, she's in the thousands. Like this is.
There's 356 days in a year.
65.
65.
Yes.
365 days in a year.
Yeah.
And she had sex with 300 people in a year. I think that's crazy numbers. I think she's going after Wilt.
I think she might. She's gonna break Wilt's numbers before 30. Like she is
30 under 30.
She is on her way if she lives that long. Because
oh man, I mean, I don't know. I mean, when she says she likes messy sex, that does make me question
exactly.
it. But hey, she feels empowered.
Because that means she's doing everything. She's doing anal, vaginal, oral, anything that we haven't heard of before. She's doing it. She's getting spit on, shit on.
Okay.
Like, listen, I'm going off what she said.
You're going off the word messy, yeah. I mean, and also she said she has sex with men and women. So, you know, I wonder what the ratio is. Because she said a lot of her regulars, when they find out about this, they stop contacting her.
Well, yeah, you would. I'm not trying to catch anything just because you want to be the world's whore. Like, that's crazy.
I've heard of a world tour, but not a world whore.
That's an insane number.
It is an insane number, especially when we look at the average amount of people, you know, Americans have sex with. You know, there's another article that says, you know, America was declared the 15th most promiscuous country on the planet by NAPLAB.
Wow.
You know, with the average resident sleeping with 10.7 people over the course of their lifetime. Which, you know, 10 over a lifetime compared to 300 in a year. What the fuck? That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I will say Australia was named the most promiscuous country because they averaged 13.3 sexual partners, with 81% of residents approving sex before marriage. Now, I will say, based on her numbers of 300 in a year, she probably skewed this data all by herself.
Yeah, Australia's not that big.
It's not. She messed up their numbers crazy.
Oh my God, yeah. It said 65% of U.S. citizens thought it was okay to get steamy in the sheets before you wed, which, I mean, I felt like that was really low considering I feel like, you know, a lot of those people are hypocrites. Like, there's no way. There's 35% of the country who think that's not okay. Like, do you think that they actually abide by that? Because we did talk about, you know, 30% of young men who were virgins, but I feel like the percentage for women would probably be a lot lower.
Yeah, I would assume. I don't know. The STD numbers were pretty interesting, though. In Australia, the rate was 14,000 for every 100,000 citizens, while in the U.S. it was almost 20,000 for every 100,000 citizens.
Damn, that's 20%. That's pretty high.
Yeah.
Wow. Did the number of like partners surprise you, or was that on par with what you expected?
That's pretty on par. Honestly, I would expect it somewhere like in the low double digits or maybe high single digits, just because I think there are still a huge amount of people that have very low numbers of sexual partners.
Yeah.
And then you have your outliers with, you know, celebrities and sex workers and other people and things like that. But I don't know.
Yeah, these are rookie numbers, yo.
I mean, also after we just talked about the 30% of men in New York that didn't have any sex during COVID.
Yeah.
It's like
also skewed the numbers, you know.
Yeah.
We need to get we need to get the 300 woman around those 30% of men. Give them a shot.
Oh man.
Real problems, real solutions.
Passport bros. Make all of them passport bros and just send them to our house in Australia.
Everybody wins. Oh my God. I don't know. I mean, yeah, that was interesting. I felt like, okay. I mean, I wasn't too surprised by those numbers either.
Yeah. The one that I was also really surprised by was Turkey.
Oh, what was their number?
Turkey was 14.5 sexual partners on average.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's
I would
surprising.
not expect that. I really wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Turkey. I gotta go.
I guess so. I mean, for a country that's like technically in the Middle East and predominantly Muslim, I was pretty surprised by that.
Yeah, that is surprising. Well, you know, it's spooky season, so we should get into some, you know, spooky topics since, you know, we're almost at the end of the show.
Yeah.
And yeah, one of our topics is, you know, spooky season recommendations, you know, horror movies, shows, books. Troy, you know, you were just at Comic-Con. You know, I know you had a Halloween party last weekend, man. Do you have any good recommendations for this spooky season?
Yeah, no, I do. I saw that list that was added, the Rotten Tomatoes one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good movies on this one, but the ranking is driving me crazy. Yeah, I was like, I saw the top 5, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. So I have some recommendations, some classics, some that are coming out, I think, this Friday and early next week to get you through the Halloween season.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So first we have Five Nights at Freddy's coming out this Friday in theaters and on, I believe, Peacock, which is based off of this viral video game that came out in 2015. It's a whole horror movie or horror series where it's pretty much like you're a security guard at a quote-unquote, I guess you could say, a haunted Chuck E. Cheese where the animatronics come to life and try to kill you. It's a very, like, you know, there's so much lore and stuff in the game, and they're making a movie off of it finally, and it looks to be pretty promising. You know, while I was at Comic-Con, we did get to see a sneak peek for it, so it looks cool. It's produced by Blumhouse, who, you know, they produced Get Out and a whole bunch of other classic horror movies, so that's one coming out on Friday that I would definitely recommend checking out.
That's dope. You know, when I saw the preview to that, I was like, didn't this movie come out? And they made like an evil Banana Splits movie in the past couple years, and it really reminded me of that. I didn't watch it, but I loved the Banana Splits when I was growing up, so it reminded me of that. But that looks cool too.
Yeah. I think it'll be. I'm hoping it's good. You know, good cast, decent writers and stuff. So fingers crossed that'll be a good one.
Okay.
Next we have Hell House LLC Origins. It's a prequel to, I believe the movie came out in 2016 called Hell House LLC about this horror convention. I forgot what they're called. The people who like go to like haunted houses and set up like their own spooky haunted houses where, like, you know, they're jumping out and scaring people and stuff.
Yeah.
But they actually find out this place is really haunted and stuff goes down from there. And this is kind of like the origin story of that haunted house where everything went down. So I definitely recommend checking that one out when it comes out on Monday and checking out the original Hell House LLC, which I believe is on Shudder, which is another good one to check out. And then last but not least for the movies, I'd recommend VHS 85 that just came out, I believe, 2 weeks ago, which is another horror anthology movie based into like a whole bunch of haunted VHSs that each individual story takes place in the year 1985. And they did a pretty good job. You know, this series, I think this is the 6th one, so if you're looking for something creepy, check it out.
Nice.
Okay. Dope.
Awesome. Thanks, Troy.
Yep.
I also watched Saw X on this weekend, and I thought it was pretty good. I would say it was like middle of the row probably in some of the Saw movies I've seen. Definitely not one of the best ones, but it was entertaining. Some really good blood and guts and some, you know, ethical dilemmas and tough decisions that people had to make and stuff. So definitely give it a watch.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Nice. My one recommendation is this new book that dropped. It's called Worthy by Jada Pinkett Smith. It's so spooky and scary, guys. You don't want to miss it. But shout out to everybody. You know, stay safe in this spooky season, Halloween time. Yeah, if you guys are dressing up, let us know. Let us know over the weekend. Send us pictures of your costumes. We posted the video. Posted a couple of pictures of Troy's costume at Comic-Con we talked about last week. Troy, you're dressing up again this weekend, right?
Yes, I am. This year I'm dressing up as Dr. I think James Arnold from Jurassic Park. That's Sam Jackson's character. So I will be doing that, and you will see the pictures.
Nice.
Classic character. Yeah, I just ordered my monk outfit, and then that's going to be a sexy nun. So,
oof.
Yeah. We'll be hitting the streets in this good weather that we have this weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
Bro, I can't believe it. We've had so many shitty ass weekends of rain and cold, and finally we get 80 degrees at the end of October. What the fuck?
October going out strong, man.
Yeah.
Going out strong.
It's your month, man.
That's right.
It's your month. If I do dress up, I'm just going to wear my wolf mask the same one I had last year, because I didn't get into the Halloween party last year. It was at the Lux Flux. The line wrapped around the corner. We never got in.
Damn.
So fuck Halloween. I'm not giving out any candy. But yeah, I hope everyone has a good time.
Do people still give out candy? I thought they stopped that because of like pills and weird syringes and all that kind of crazy stuff that ended up in kids' bags.
Because of fentanyl and Skittles or something. I don't know.
Some stupid nonsense like that. I know my parents used to check all my candy when I was a kid too.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that stuff is just urban legends and myths. But everyone should check their shit. But, they do the trunk or treat. They do trick-or-treating still. My mom, shout out to you, Mom. She always puts the no candy sign up outside the house.
Don't ring my doorbell.
But, yeah, we are getting some good weather. But, yeah, we also have a list of, like, Halloween costumes that aren't Barbie or Oppenheimer. I felt like there were some good ones on this list. One being the plane lady who said that motherfucker is not real. They had a whole it's not real. I thought that was great. Like, I don't think anybody would really know, but hey, I think it's a good idea, man. It's a viral moment. But I did want to ask, like, how many people are going to fucking dress up as Barbie and Ken, man? Because I feel like people
Everyone.
have been
Everyone. They're not even, the costumes aren't even available anymore on like Amazon. They've all sold out and shit.
Bro, people have been planning this shit all year to be Barbie and Ken. I have blonde hair, but I'm not doing that shit. I refuse. Troy, do you think that's going to be the top costume? We know you saw the movie twice.
Yeah, I was actually at a Halloween party this past Saturday, and there was a Ken there. So yeah, it's already happening.
Solo?
Wow.
Solo. So he was looking for the girls. He was looking for his Barbie.
Hey.
I feel like if you're Ken, you got to have a Barbie at least. You can't be solo Ken. You can be solo Barbie, but being solo Ken, if you end up empty-handed, that's kind of lame.
Yeah,
I don't
sad.
know. But I feel like everyone's going to do that shit. But I don't know. And then also they're saying, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are going to be a costume. And he actually addressed this in a press conference and gave some tips. I didn't read that, but I saw.
All you have to do is wear his jersey. That's pretty easy.
And have a mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
Not bad.
Yeah, because they actually. I have another article. I don't think we have a picture of this, but it's a Taylor Swift inspired Halloween decor. I'll just show my computer because I'm like, damn. I thought this was actually her.
Oh man.
It is not her, but people are still obsessed with them. I wonder if people are gonna really dress up as them as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's always some themes every year of what people want to dress up as. I like scarier costumes, things that are based on movies. I think the more creative people get with things, it's fun. But I would never want to be something that everybody else is. I remember a few years ago when I was the Joker, like there was another Joker, but it was a woman and she was the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. I was the Heath Ledger Joker from Dark Knight. So it was okay. And I felt like I felt like I was better. I was a better Joker. Like,
Okay, that is the thing. If you're gonna do something that's popular, you have to make sure that you knock it out of the park, because you're bound to see somebody else in a similar costume, and you want to win.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The Knicks lost, but it's all good. They put up a good fight.
They were up the last time I looked. What happened?
They lost. It was close though. It was a good game.
All right.
But yeah, like I also read that synthetic spider webs could be dangerous. It's like literally birds be flying into those webs, and they're hearing more and more people finding birds entangled
Like
into
the cotton
web.
stuff that people hang outside their house?
Yeah, like the synthetic webs, like
Wow.
yeah. So they're saying
Look
like
at us just continuing to kill the environment. Gotta love it.
yeah, I haven't heard the word entanglement since Jada Pinkett Smith. But they're saying like the best way to free the bird is to gently cut the web before removing it, because if you pull it out, you could break like its beak or its toes or its legs. So be careful, guys, with those synthetic webs. Also, one other spooky story. A dead body out in the UK was found on the side of the road. Reports of a dead body dumped in the English woods were blown out of proportion. It turned out to be a very dirty, broken, and overused sex doll. Cops closed off the road for 31 hours as a part of efforts to seal the kinky crime scene. After taking a stroll, someone called the authorities and said they'd seen limbs sticking out from the undergrowth. The police thought they had a murder investigation on their hands, so they called in a forensic team. But upon closer inspection, authorities determined the find was nothing more goofy than grisly, the report said. It is with great relief that we can announce the pathologist was able to identify that the foot and hand beneath the bush did in fact belong to a discarded and realistic life-size doll.
31 hours is absolutely insane. And looking at this road, somebody's house was there, and they had to do like a 20-mile detour just to get to their home, because that's crazy. No. Over a sex doll, you couldn't tell that it wasn't a real body?
No, they need to bring in the forensic team. Can you imagine the forensic team's reaction to this after they actually tested the sex doll? They're probably like, "Are you guys fucking serious?"
That's crazy. That is absolutely insane.
Do you think that this will be a more common occurrence with the popularity of sex dolls rising? And how are you supposed to dispose of a sex doll? Like, do you just throw it in the garbage? Like, do they just pick it up? Like, what happens?
You cannot just throw a plastic body in the garbage. You are getting the cops called to your door. Like, that's not a good idea. I don't know. I really don't know. Sex dolls are becoming more and more realistic. Like, they're putting the robotics features and all that kind of stuff, and voice boxes and all that other boxes in there. So I just I don't know. This probably is going to be something that comes up more often. I remember when I was in college, we found one behind the dorms, the freshman dorms.
Oh yeah, there's a picture of that. It was a blow up doll though. It wasn't
it was a blow up doll.
Yeah.
Early Gen 1 version of the sex doll.
Yeah, they're a lot more realistic now, and this would be scary if you saw it on the side of the road. I'd be afraid to see a sex doll in almost any circumstance. Like, I'm not prepared to be walking in on those lifelike things. They'd be weighing like 150 pounds
heavy.
too.
They're heavy just like a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But this is a comical story. I'm glad it wasn't actually a dead body, but yeah.
Yeah, sad for whoever lost their partner. We talked about
dirty and overused. How do they know it was overused?
Sounds like they're talking about that Australian girl we talked about before.
This was her cousin.
She said she liked it messy. No judgment on No Chill Live. But yeah, I think that's about it for our spooky our spooky special number 4. We gave you guys some tips.
Definitely.
We talked about, some real serious political things around the world. Mm-hmm. We got into sports, celebrities, discussed, Jay-Z, dinner with Jay-Z. Dave Chappelle, all of our favorite things, you know. So we really hope to hear from you guys and, you know, see your costumes, you know, any feedback you guys have on the episode, anything we talked about, let us know. If you want to be, you know, call in for next week, you know, DM us. Man, I had a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, we'd be happy to talk to you about how your Halloween went. If there's anything crazy that you did, any haunted houses or other shenanigans you get into this weekend, make sure you follow, subscribe, all platforms, whether it's for video content, shorts, podcasts. We are available, and we got the content coming towards you.
Hell yeah. And, you know, shout out to all of our new subscribers. You know, thanks for subscribing. You know, we're only going to keep providing more and more content as we go along. You know, we're going to be here all throughout the end of the year. You know, we just getting started. So, you know, thanks for joining us. We got a lot more fun things to catch up on next week. Yeah. You know, it's going to be November. Damn, the year's flying by.
Dude, it's over. Basically, after my birthday happens, you know, it's time for New Year's and Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff. So
it's the holiday season.
Yes, that's right.
It's the holiday season. It's the NBA season. Mm-hmm. So much going on. Hopefully, you know, the world chills out a little bit, but you know, I'm not holding my breath. But
doubtful.
You know, enjoy the great weather this weekend. You know, be safe on Halloween weekend.
That's right.
And yeah, we'll be back next week.
Catch you soon. Peace.
Peace.